Thank you, George, for that kind introduction. It was 2 months ago I broke 5 ribs in 6 places, my sternum, my back in 2 places, and collapsed a lung. And I'm in one of those businesses where some people cheered and other people sent me cards. We have a Democratic majority in the House and the Senate, and it was funny. I got a get well card from everybody in the House of Representatives, signed it, and not a single Republican said get well soon. They said get well, but not just soon. I want to really thank you all and congratulate the leadership of the Blue-Green Alliance, to Leo and Carl and David, for your vision in creating this and understanding this important intersection between really changing the fundamentals of our energy economy and doing it in a way that benefits the working men and women of America. It was a great privilege to hear this morning from Speaker Pelosi and Secretary Solis. The 2 amazing women who are leading the fight for strong policies to strengthen working families. That was a nice introduction from George Miller. I'm going to just fill in a couple of things that are important, I think, to understand my own sense about this issue. My father was a member of a laborers union. He was an operating engineer, local number 9 in Denver, and then at the end of his life, local number 3. And he worked till he was 75 years old as a dragline operator, of all things. I became a member of the laborers union when I was 18 years old and worked my way through college and law school and had the privilege really of making the kind of wage that allowed me to graduate, supporting myself through college and law school with very minimal loans. And so I really do understand the benefits that are part of working men and women being able to be a part of the economy in the United States of America, be a part of the vibrancy of the economy. Today I think I'm here because I want to share Colorado's story. I think that's the reason I have the invite. And that's a story about creating thousands of green jobs, diversifying our energy portfolio, and protecting the environment. We call it the big trifecta: energy security, economic security, and environmental security. We want to share lessons that we've learned in Colorado since I became governor, provide clear steps that other states, Congress, and the administration can take to make America a global clean jobs leader. When I was running for governor, I knew Colorado was not achieving its full potential and job creation potential around renewable, sustainable energy. It was clear to me, in spite of the fact that my background had been in the world of prosecution as the Denver District Attorney. I was off of a farm, though, and I could see that we had so much to offer that we were not tapping into as a state. So we coined the phrase, the new energy economy. A lot of people that use it today, one of the benefits of Google is you can Google it and see who said it first. We made the new energy economy the pillar of our campaign. We made it a pillar of my administration after I was elected by creating a governor's energy office and tying it to economic development. As a result, we have transformed Colorado's economy, and our successes now provide a roadmap to the future that is more economically secure, environmentally secure, and energy secure. What are the key components of it? And I really think this is something for us to think about, just how we chart this path forward, and why I think this Blue-Green Alliance is exactly the way to think about it. Because the first component is really about what I would call sort of the core of research and development, both in public and private institutions, but what you would call innovation. That it has to be that we as Americans turn to that thing that really distinguishes us from so many other places in the world. As innovators and creators, we have the concepts, we have the ideas, we have them in our laboratories, we just need to invest in them. We need to have a mentality of investment, and we're doing that in a very serious way in Colorado, where we have one of the best research and development corridors in America, if not the world. Business development and job creation has been at a core of it as well. That if you begin with a research and development corridor, but say this has to be tied to economic development, and especially in a downturn, thinking always about how you incentivize the build out of this industry. Workforce development and education has been a part of our new energy economy. I'll talk a little bit about some of the things we've done with respect to that. Strong partnerships with business, with utilities, with labor, and forward-thinking, visionary public policy. I've signed now over the last 4 years nearly 4 dozen bills, 48 bills that had to do with the new energy economy. One of the first of those bills I signed within my first 100 days in office, which doubled our then state renewable energy standard for major utilities to 20% by 2020. Earlier this year, we increased it again to 30% by 2020. We now have the second highest renewable energy standard in the country, and we added 2 new elements to foster good green jobs for working families. First, we added a solar certification program so that both consumers and workers can benefit from standards that support well-trained, responsible solar installers. It was interesting. It was one of those bills that I went in and testified from when we were presenting it to our state House of Representatives. And of course, there are some people on the other side of the aisle who said, this is just the great labor payback. Because we had put in place certifications for solar installers that was about public safety. Public safety for the workers and safety for the people who would enjoy the benefits of solar being installed in their home or in their business. But they wanted to call it the big labor payback. Second, we added a best value contracting provision. This ensures the bids for future projects built by Colorado's biggest utility, Xcel Energy, must take into consideration training, wages, benefits, and other factors. Another key part of Colorado's new energy economy is natural gas. We spent almost 2 years updating our oil and gas drilling regulations, many of which are now a national model. We established a balanced set of rules that encourage responsible energy development while also protecting workers, air, water, wildlife, public health. It was really one of the biggest and most difficult fights of my administration. But it was a foundation that we had to lay in order to take the next steps in establishing a broader new energy economy. With the foundation in place, 2 weeks ago I signed the Colorado Clean Air, Clean Jobs Act. This new law will ensure the early retirement and replacement of old and inefficient coal plants, the first law of its kind in the country. A total of 900 megawatts. A total of 900 megawatts of coal-fired generation in the Denver area will be retired and replaced with natural gas over the next few years. This bill is a national model for retiring coal-fired power plants. And we did it with strong bipartisan support, and we talked about it in a way that people can relate to. Cleaner air from cleaner energy, stable energy prices, and more jobs. Jobs. It is the biggest win for Colorado out of the new energy economy. Even in the depths of the recession, Colorado's been able to add thousands of new clean energy jobs and attract hundreds of new clean tech and clean energy companies. We now have the 4th highest concentration of clean energy workers in the country. We attracted the 3rd highest amount of clean tech venture capital funding over the past 2 years. We're home to 1,500 clean energy companies, and that's an 18% increase since 2004. Denmark-based Vestas Wind Systems has made Colorado its North American manufacturing hub. Good jobs for 2,500 Coloradans. SMA Solar is opening its first manufacturing plant outside of Germany in Colorado this summer. 700 jobs for Coloradans. Last month, we opened the Ecotech Institute. It's the nation's first private 2-year college aimed specifically at educating and training the clean energy workforce of tomorrow. So what's it all mean? In Colorado, the new energy economy has kept the recession at bay. Our unemployment rate has stayed well below the national average. We've been able to demonstrate that Colorado is not just a pro-business environment, but a pro-worker environment and a pro-environment environment. Families, businesses, institutions are realizing that a green economy means good jobs and a cleaner environment and more efficient use of energy resources. It means a sustainable future. But I believe there's a time imperative at work here, that we can't delay, that we must move quickly, that it is about a variety of things related to both the environment and the economy. In a downturn, governors like to talk about jobs and job creation, and we